Right, I pushed the button, and it's Series 2, Episode 30 of Ladies Wot Pod, with a travelling Saunders. Do you want to say where you are, Mrs. Saunders?
Yeah,
And
it
who
looks
you
like
are?
I'm actually inside a sugar cube, doesn't it? I've just realised, but I'm not. This is my hotel room in Tenerife, where it's cracking flags out there. It's sunny. It's 24 degrees, bit of mist over the sea, but it's still rather lovely. And that's where I've escaped from the gloom to top up my vitamin D. And when I'm still Liz Saunders, I'm still chairman of the Saints Supporters Club. I'm still a halo, but we've not been at home, so I've made my excuses and left the UK briefly. Home tomorrow. So yeah, that's who I am.
Excellent, excellent. And I'm still Claire Jones, and I'm still wearing a red hat. And actually, today it's sunny. It's extraordinary.
Yeah.
A bit like Saturday, where we all looked up and went, "What is this globe in the sky?" And then it rained all day yesterday.
I sent my daughter a photograph of where we were yesterday, and she said, "Why is the sky that colour? Everybody knows it's just grey with stuff coming out of it. What is this sky that colour thing?"
But anyway, here we are talking about saintly and other stuff, rugby, and we're going to try and go chronological. But as usual, we'll wander all over the place because we do. Anyway, so I started the week. You were off travelling, I think, when I was doing this.
Tuesday,
I went to Saints training in the high performance centre known as the Barn, and Saints were training with Bedford. And Bedford were wearing the most remarkable reversible shirts, which were commented on by the Saints media team on Friday. And I said, well, it means they don't have to have bibs and things, and they look smart because they could just reverse them. So that's what happened. They were constantly taking their shirts off and reversing them. So you could have yellow and black versus purple and pink, I think. Anyway, the colour schemes were a bit weird, but anyway, but it worked, and it was very hard work for me because I had to get photos so that Sherpa 2 didn't moan at me of both teams. So I did.
Both teams, yeah, good. At
Yeah.
least you were in the dry and relative warm as well.
I was, and it was an evening training session. Back to the old days of it for a few of the Saints lads.
Yeah.
Because, of course, the Bedford boys work. They have day jobs. So it was an evening
proper
session.
jobs.
Proper jobs, yeah. So it was an evening session. Much running around. I really enjoyed it. And I did give, as you and I had discussed offline, I did give Ben Rhodes stick for being a media tart. I did say that we'd given Ben... Yeah, I told him, and he went, why? And then I explained, and he went, oh. And he hadn't even seen it. But, yeah. But he was a complete tart that week.
Yes. Yeah.
But yes, so they all worked incredibly hard.
We do think it's rubbed off on one of his returning injured players, don't we? Who actually asked that there be photographs for the first time in his playing career. So
quite more of that shortly. So it was a good session, and I was just grateful that I wasn't sitting in a puddle because I'd had enough of sitting in a puddle after Friday. Lots of people, even Mike Raya asked me about my little falling.
You want global fame, but not for being put on your backside in a puddle, really.
And one of the photographers on Friday went, "Oh, it was you, was it?" Ah, yes. Yes, it was me. Yes. So the next game was Friday. So Saints headed off to Quins in the Prem Rugby Cup, as it's now known. And as we were heading down the A1, we were listening to Radio 5, BBC Radio 5 Live. I don't know why. We don't normally listen to it, but it was Matt Chorley, who I do quite like. And Matt was struggling a bit with his member of Matt's Parliament, because his game is he wants somebody from the great British public to represent each one of the constituencies in his Parliament. And on Friday, it was Colchester. So I was thinking, oh, I wonder who's from Colchester, and then listen, yeah. And we got to 10 to 4, well, about 3:45, which is when his programme ends. They went, we're struggling a bit here. We're putting out an emergency call out for anybody from Colchester. And Dr. T looked at me, and I looked at Dr. T. And of course, on Friday, we had Tom Lockett as captain, who went to Colchester Royal Grammar School, I believe. And of course, Chris and Kerry, his parents, were there. And I thought, well, that's a connection to Colchester. So I penned a little WhatsApp. And lo and behold, I got a message saying, could you come on the show? So there I was, claiming I wanted to be a member of Matt's Parliament for Colchester with the most tenuous of links. And then I was beaten by a Mary Poppins tribute act.
Yes, it was a bit bizarre. And I don't think he understood what you were going to photograph anyway. It was all a bit bizarre. But when it comes to radio media tartary, we've done quite well this week because I was not on national radio, but I was on BBC Radio Northampton doing desert island dishes, as indeed was your husband.
Yes, my IT department did Tuesday.
Yeah, because it was all about halos, celebrating halos, bizarrely. And I love the way Annabelle said, if you want more information, go to the website. There is no information about halos on the website at all. We're hoping to address that shortly. Anyway, so Carl Brill did Monday, Dr. T did Tuesday, Elaine did Wednesday, I did Thursday, and I don't know who did Friday. I didn't listen. I was still asleep.
Well, Dr. T's choice. I thought Dr. T's choice of pork chips and gravy followed by donuts was inspired.
I think he's angling. I was going to say angling to get sponsored by Saul's.
But there you go. Yes.
Perhaps we should ask for sponsorship for the Halos. It'd be cheaper than the players, but we could get.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, meanwhile, back to Friday. So I managed to confuse Kerry completely by trying to explain what I'd done. But anyway, so hopefully she found it funny.
Yes.
So Friday we had a very strong team, but that's basically because that's all who was left.
Yes. Yeah.
The three amigos in the back row had the week off. That's Chick, Kemeny, and Pearson and TP. But yes, the rest of the team trotted down to Quinns. It was Baltic, I can tell you. It was very cold. It was one of those damp West London days where the wind is coming at you from all angles, and it was just very, very cold. As I chatted to Chris Ashton about. Apparently circulation's getting worse. But anyway, TNT were there, Danny Kerr and Chris, and it was quite nice to be featured on the old telly box. Lots of wandering around, but anyway. And we had 3 debutants.
We did. Yes. Yeah.
One of whom
we've heard of before.
Well, 2 actually we've heard of before. Joe Cowell came on. He came on first, and he played for Bedford Blues. Lovely man from Cardiff at prop. Ben Alexander came on at hooker, also very lovely. And Saint number 2130, Jack Lewis, came on at flanker. And Tom Lauday probably doesn't want to see him again because he basically dumped, as his first carry, he dumped Lauday on his backside, much to the delight of the director of rugby, Phil Dowson, because he got mentioned in dispatches later. But no, Jack had been scheduled to play Bristol in the under-18s. So, you know.
And also, I think you said that young Mr. Hopley was a bit fed up with TNT because that carry TNT attributed to Sammy Graham, which, they think we've signed Edo rather than brought him up ourselves. It's all a bit mysterious, really.
Yes, they did, unfortunately. But he was delighted that we got the video. In fact, we got 2 sets of video because, of course, we've got TNT's video, and Lewis was there and got a really lovely. And I got photos of it, which Jack was very pleased about. I got the from Tom Guar. Have you got any photos for Jack? Of course I had. Of
And
course I
you
had.
were telling me about their numbers, that they knew their numbers. They were told their Saints numbers.
Yeah, George Hibbard made a point of going round the three players and making sure before they even got back in the changing room, they knew their Saints player number, which I thought was dead cool, as did Hoppers when I told him on
Yeah,
Saturday. So
yeah,
well done, George. That's a really nice touch that they knew their Saints
yeah.
number. Lizard obviously got the message to him. But yeah, well done for actually making sure the players knew. And they were clearly chuffed that they'd got, added to the list of honour. But the game itself was a bit of a funny one. Bit of a funny one. We were almost. I think we were guilty of trying too hard, and if the ball was going to bounce, it was going to bounce in the favour of Quins. Yes.
Yeah.
And I felt really sorry for Luke Green. I'm not sure how much lower he could have got, other than sliding across the ground.
Oh dear.
Yes. So to lose your tight head early doors was a bit, yeah. But fair dues to Quins. They took their opportunities, and their scrum half had just joined them. Gallagher, I think he'd come back. He'd gone off somewhere, and now he's come back to them again. So he looked very sharp, as did Benson, their fly half, who hasn't had many playing opportunities. So they took their chances and went 19-0 up. But I wasn't really bothered because we've been creating so much. It was like, if it only, don't overrun the ball, just be a little bit more precise and things will come good. Yeah. And then we just had we basically had we had James Ram, Anthony Bello and Archie show for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, Archie looked again as if, did Archie do a sort of, right, I've had enough, let's get control of this? And
I think Anthony and he basically decided enough's enough, and James joined in the party. So yes, yeah. I mean, it was and so by the time they went back into the hutch at half time, it was 19-14, and I'm thinking, that's good.
Yeah,
that's where we wanted to be. I think the pack had gained some control. I mean, the scrum was looking very, very, very secure. And, I mean, Tom West was only ever going to play 40 minutes. So Joe Cowell coming on first was always the plan. Henry Walker.
Lovely to see Tom West coming back from what was quite a severe injury, wasn't it? I mean, he got some quite heavy engineering on his knee not so very long ago. So it's brilliant that he's back.
And it was so frustrating because he came back and was in that terrible Bristol game and got injured right at the very end. And I won't forget the scream for a long time. But no, he looked. It was good to see him running around the paddock again. So we went half time. We went in, and during half time, the wind changed direction.
Oh, of course, that's helpful.
So the wind hadn't been particularly strong in the first half, but it had been very swirly, which confused the hell out of our Frenchman. It was like, okay, what the hell's going on? And of course, Mr. Benson, who obviously plays at the Stoop more regularly, seemed to have a better grasp. But even he, in the second half, when it changed direction, even he couldn't quite cope with what was occurring, and it got much, much stronger, much, much stronger. Which is why they were over kicking the ball and all sorts of stuff. I didn't realise when I put my little fishing stool down in the second half that I'd actually managed to put it in a sandpit. And so about 10 minutes into the half, I'm thinking, why am I on a lean? But I was so busy, I hadn't got time to stand up and investigate.
Last week we were playing in water. This week we've been playing in sand. So the Montessori education's coming on nicely.
It was only when I stood up at the end and went, oh, that makes sense. That's why I'm on a lean. Yes. Anyway, so I thought the tries that we scored in the second half were excellent. Archie made Anthony Bellows try. It was a beautiful break, and well done. and Ollie Slightholme, it was Mr. Angry. We weren't quite at peak Mr. Angry, but we were certainly angry, and we were not going to be denied when we scored our try. The way the ball got smacked down, I wouldn't have been surprised if it gone pop. Yes, he was cross.
Yes,
Mr. Angry is back.
Excellent. I just think it's watching Archie just being the best Archie is lovely to behold, because he had such a wobble with his confidence earlier in the season, and to then hear Alistair Eakin, you saw my WhatsApp, he's learnt so much from Mitch. No, this is Archie. This is Archie's way of playing. He hasn't had to learn this from Mitch.
Yeah.
This is his. He sees that gap as being like half a pitch wide when it's only that. But his reading of the game is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
And he's only 20, everybody, which obviously we've been saying since he was 18. He's only 18. Yeah. So seriously, guys, he is a class act, and we need to wrap him up in cotton wool and look after him, which of course is what Saints have done. But as Saints supporters, as I put on my post on various social media,
yes,
be nice. These guys are learning their trade. They're not Johnny Wilkinson in 5 minutes. Anyway.
And what were you doing when you were 20, as far as your profession was concerned?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway.
So we did lots of changes in the second half. Talking of changes, Finn Brown managed to get through 3 pairs of boots, which was, I thought, quite extraordinary. He started off on Tuesday by telling me that he was breaking in his purple and yellow boots so that they matched his gold and yellow shirt. So I was somewhat surprised to see a turquoise number come out, which didn't last very long, because by the second half we were on to pink and yellow boots, because there'd been a bit of a stud malfunction. He'd managed to rip his boots.
Stud malfunction. Okay. That's not what you want.
But Finn looked really good on Friday. I was really impressed with how he was carrying the ball well. So well done to Finn. So second half we basically took control, and all those who were having a go at the referee about the try that was hauled back, including TNT. He's in front of the kicker. He's offside. God's sake! I mean, and the French had one chalked off yesterday for it was exactly the same play. Yeah. So get over yourselves. It cheered, as I said to somebody, it cheered me up, because that didn't happen in Poe.
Yes. Oh God, yeah. That was frustrating. Yeah. So you saw an old friend of the pod, didn't you, down there?
Oh, I did. So Fergs was one of the coaching team. I think he was lead coach on Friday. And a big hug, big smile. I believe, Fergs, I'm sure you'll be listening to this. It was lovely to see him. And, and he's got some good players. As I say, the halfbacks were pretty good. Get well to the prop who somehow managed to damage himself in the first half, the Quins prop, and it was a very inexperienced team that Quins put out, and yes, except for one Alex Dombrandt who came on.
Yeah, snuck in.
He snuck in and didn't make much difference. I don't think he helped his colleagues much at all. Really, I felt a bit sorry for them. But when Archie went over for his try, it was a thing of beauty. Scored by Sam Graham, making a break. Couple of legs going at 19 to the dozen. And put Archie away for a fine try and a deserved hat-trick. But that wasn't the end. Because they kept playing. And that's what I think Dowse was most impressed at when he was doing his post-match chat. They were still trying stuff. So Aidan Pugh came on for Archie shortly after Archie scored his third try, and put in the most delicious chip over the top, which resulted in a Saints scrum, and which resulted in all sorts of mayhem. I particularly like Anthony going into the in-goal area. He reminded me of Poe. Do you remember when the French tried to run it?
What are
Yeah,
you doing?
it all went a bit Pete Tong.
Yeah.
And it ended up as a penalty try. And the water boy, Sam Vesti, forgot to take on the bottle. He just sat there watching the scene until he realised, oh God, I'm supposed to be out there. The bottle of water and the tea.
You can't get past that way. You'll have to go behind me.
Oh, hello, IT department. Nice
Careful below.
hat.
No, she says, nice hat. Don't put it there. He's making himself a coffee. Yes, please.
Anyway, yes. So the Shoe Army song.
Yes.
The Shoe Army song was in the world's smallest training room, changing room. Even and Tom West, I think, is right when he said to me, "This is worse than Bath, Claire. This is worse than Bath." So I ended up like a thorn between two roses. Tom West and Henry Walker, who was having the time of his life out there on Friday, and the assessment was, I mean, trying to cram in the basically the forwards into a corner where you've got West, Walker, Green, Lockett, Chunya, and then the back row. It was like, this is cosy. Yes. So no wonder Sam Graham stood on the other side, is all I can say. So, come in. Is somebody parking outside your veranda?
I don't know. I think it's a lorry doing something down there. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
So the Shoe Army song was delayed by a few seconds because we had latecomers. So,
yes, I love this story.
So Dowse likes to do his speech, and he got going and he was saying nice things about the debutants and whatever. And who should waltz in? James Ram. Now, first one who comes in, who's marginally late, is Archie, who looks a bit sheepish. But he was let off because he'd had to do loads of media, including Graham and Lenny and the like. So he was, But then who should waltz in? James Ram. And the whole place went into uproar. Whoa, you're late. And I can imagine there's some sort of fine going on somewhere on some list that they hold. And Dowse is looking at him going, really? But then just to compound it, Freddie St. John comes in. But meanwhile, Archie has snuck past Dowse to go into the backs area. So he's out of line of sight. Only Dowse then wanted to say something nice about Archie, but can't find him. Where's he gone? When he did find him, he looked and went, no wonder you beat defences. Nobody
You just go past
Nobody
him.
spots you. Yes. So Freddie St. John claimed that the clock in the stadium was different to the clock in the changing room.
Bless him.
Dr. T confirmed it was after 10 when he left the field of play. Sorry. Under the bus you go, Mr. St. John. And it's St. John TNT.
Please just
and Radio Northampton. I think Graham was calling him St. John as well. It's St. John.
Yes,
we asked him.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. So the Shoe Army song was sung with gusto. The three debutants plus Archie gathered round I don't think it was the bin, the normal shirt bin. It was the drinks bucket.
Didn't look like it.
Yeah,
it wasn't big enough to put the shirt bin in there.
And Lewis and I were sort of weaving and bobbing, trying to avoid each other. It was all good. Ladies, what? So the player of the match was Archie, and the ladies, what pod player of the match? So we've got loads of shout outs.
We have. So Tom Lockett, shout out to Tom Lockett for just returning, playing, and being in one piece, and leading.
And carrying very well, and beating people up, and just being annoying.
And being Tom Lockett. And and as his mum said, he's still in one piece at the end of the game, which is, given his raft of injuries that he's had, that's really good. So shout out to him. Shout out as well, Sammy G for being Sammy G. We are going to miss him, but be brave, be brave.
Be brave, be brave, be brave.
Thank you. You can't. So I have.
Yeah, oh, that's what he was up to. Those of you on Spotify, the coffee's arrived. She's happy.
Yeah. Sammy G and Chunya, who you said was being Chunya all over the pitch.
He was being Chunya all over the pitch, and no, really, really good performance from Chunya. We shout out to both Toms, Litchfield and West,
and Lockett, and yes,
and West, yes, and because both of them had just come back from injury, and they were only ever scheduled to play one half, and did really, really well. So well done to Thomas and Tom.
I was quite confident when I saw that list and saw the number of Toms we'd got on the pitch. And, the Tom Archie Finn ratio seemed good to me. So I was quite happy.
Well, of course, we had Archie Benson and as well as Archie McFarlane. Archie Benson did very well again, playing in the back row. So, yeah, so basically we had the comedy act in the back row of Brown and Benson.
The Finn and Archie show, yeah.
So that worked very well. Yes, and Charlie Olcott, bless him, he was on and off like a yo-yo, and came back with a scrum cap, and hopefully he's okay because he did take a bang, bless him. But yes, well done.
Bless him. So yes, so those are the shout-outs, but our player of the match is...
Oh, I'm going to let you say.
Young Rambo, late arrival into the changing room, but if only for the break he made for Archie to score by running the full length of the pitch. And this was quite entertaining because there was another game going on at the same time. And obviously I'm out here, so I'm only getting highlights of what's happening. And I had the highlights of a very similar break in the other game to the one that was and then 2 minutes later, I had, oh, hello, look at that. And we will explain who the other player was in the other game.
In a moment, yes. So well done, Rambo. He did have. Yeah. We had some Rambo moments where he was flinging passes in very weird ways. Amena is not 19 foot tall. Neither does he have extendable arms.
He's pretty blooming short, really.
So please, so Amena was getting very cross, and yes. So yeah. And he managed to tackle himself. He managed to tackle himself in the second half, which I was so sorry. But the pitch at the end where I was sat in sand, it looked great at one end, but at the other end it was like running on glass. It looked like because the players were slipping and sliding all over the place. So it was an inconsistent pitch, but it did look in good condition at the top end of the. So anyway,
so well done to Rambo and.
Sergeant Wilson.
Sergeant Wilson, anybody?
Oh, Tom Lockett. Yes, he took his duties very seriously.
Excellent.
And the referee, you could almost see him go, oh, God, he's quite big. But no, he...
Oh, don't lean over me. Just say, what with the whistle?
Harry Wellbaum, I think his name was. I'm sure we've seen him in the champ. He did okay. Oh, he's not wearing his hat now.
No, he's got his hat. He's going to have to come back for your hat. He's just doing it so that he gets more time.
It's just more airtime for the IC department.
I know. He's just claims he's shy. Just wants to be there. What I was going to say, it's gone back again now. With looking in holiday mode. Yes, Jim Henry. Shout out to Jim Henry as lead coach.
Jim Henry, and for those of you that don't know what Jim Henry looks like, here we go. That is Jim, and he's a lovely, lovely man.
Lovely.
Lives some distance from Saints and from Bedford. He's one of the academy coaches, but he's the man that you and I think travels the furthest of anybody at the Saints. Because he coaches regularly at Goldington Road, and then he also coaches regularly at the Gardens. So his car must have miles put on it by the bucket load.
Must be a groove sometimes.
And he's a lovely, lovely man. I really like Jim. He's a top guy. And of course, Jake Sharp was it. Basically, there's a scene. And I got a message from Jake about some photos because he's doing the review today. And so I made sure I sent one of the two of them. I got a photograph of him and Jim together because, it's
They're a bit of a double act as well, aren't
they
they?
are a bit of a double act. And they were ably assisted by one Charlie Reid. More of that shortly.
Yes.
So Charlie must have been delighted seeing Jack Lewis's fantastic debut.
Yeah.
Go.
And talking now that segues delightfully, talking about Charlie Reid and the academy, and we move seamlessly then to the other game that was going on, England under-20s, where we had who did we had? With James Pater.
We had all four of them. So Henry Lumley, get better soon because his season is over. So that means that Edo has got a rehab buddy. In fact, Edo visited down with the cool kids. I am. Edo sent him a lovely message. So they're going to rehab together. I'd rather Saints players didn't injure themselves so they have rehab buddies. I feel
I think it's taken the team spirit a little far, but I was a bit concerned that Edo wouldn't have a rehab buddy.
But he's got
whilst
rehab.
It's horrible that either of them are injured, they've got each other, and also them being the same generation as well, the same sort of age, rather than it being somebody. I think it just is. Fate seems to have, if it had to deal the horrible blow on the one hand, seems to have given on the other. So that's good. Yeah. So get well soon, the two of you, and
we'll see you next season.
The other under-20s who were.
So Sonny Tonga after his performance last week, started, which I thought was top reward for his efforts. Oliver Scola, who we learned, thanks to the Saints show, is going out with Matty Stewart's daughter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oliver, I think it's Ollie. Ollie Stewart. No, not Ollie. Ollie Scola is starting in the front row.
Yeah.
Aidan Ainsworth Cave in the second row, or was he back row? Oh, I can't remember. I think he was back row. And then at fullback, one James Pater.
Oh, my goodness me. Have we bred another special one there? Goodness me. He looked a little more, from the bits I saw, looked a little more assured as a fullback than at the Gardens. Maybe he's a bit relaxed into it more, but it's one break particularly, this is the break I was talking about, a kick into nothing from the Scotland. He picked it up and ran it and scythed through the opposition, and
a give and take, and away he went to score. He passed it out to the left wing, who passed it back to him, and in he went for the score. So James, and it was class act.
It was everything. It was I will go round you, I'll send you the wrong way, I'll go over you, and I'll just then I'll blind you with science by flicking out to him. Then it'll come back to me, and then I'm just going to leave you chewing dirt as well. Absolutely awesome. Well worth. If you haven't seen it, ladies and gentlemen, have a look at that. So,
absolutely. The other thing that's well worth having a look at, Nick Heath was posting about it, and it's been on a few other channels, was a photograph that our dear friend Dave Rogers, DR, from Getty Image he's got, which is 3 players with their hand on the ball dotting down in Scotland's in goal area simultaneously. So they've all got their hand on the ball. And yes, and the laws say that it basically means it's a Scotland. Scotland have dotted down, and it's not a try. But it's a beautiful photograph. The symmetry in it is fantastic, and well done, DR. I imagine he enjoyed Friday rather more than Saturday, but more of that shortly.
Didn't we all? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So well done, James. James was player of the match, and I'm not surprised. He had a very assured game. At 15, so well done, and it's great to see them all. And commiserations to Sonny, who did actually score a try, but there'd been a knock-up in the build-up. So anyway, so England under-20s are 2 from 2. Well done.
It's good. So that was Friday night,
and then I think on Saturday, the first game to kick off on Saturday was the under-18s at Shelford Rugby Club.
Oh, yes.
So it was the last match of the regular season for the under-18s, and they all have to go to finals day because it's one of those, everybody plays over. And the best that the under-18s could finish was 6th, and as it turned out, I think everyone believed it was more likely they were going to finish 7th because Bristol were playing for a place in the final. If they beat our under-18s with a bonus point, they were going to the final, which is eventually what happened. However, I have to say the lads went down by a lot to not many. Well, we scored a wonder try in the first minute. It's like, oh my goodness, that wasn't in the script. Our number 8, whose name escapes me, made a break and scored a beautiful try. The Bristol boys ran out winners. What I would say is their coaches, oh my God, they didn't stop. It was like, please, can we just have a moment where you're not shouting? It was non-stop. But it was a lovely sunny day. And we had a new photographer briefly.
Oh, yes.
I noticed wearing his dad's jacket. Anyway, that, ladies and gentlemen, those of you on Spotify, starts an early age. Those of you on Spotify, I'm showing a photograph of a photographer, and Mrs. Saunders had it as Toby Tame, and he does have a.
I know.
Yeah.
It was the hair, really.
Yeah. Oh, Toby had a good game on Friday. He was doing the grunt stuff on Friday.
Good.
It's Hugh Shields, who came over for a chat. He was sat. He was there on Friday, and he was sat right at the top of the stand. I said, "God, you must have been lonely because there's nobody there." But yes, so Will Gutwell, who stood on the right of the frame with his hood up, lent Tom Quayle's camera to him. So Mr. Shields had fun with the camera, and I had fun.
It's good to see after his extensive operation that there's no cast or anything on his foot, so he's
I think he's running. I think he's at the. We witnessed Will Glister and Tom Litchfield and various. He's at the running stage where they make them endlessly run up and down. I think he's at that stage.
Yeah.
But because their season effectively is over now, he'll be back for next season. So
yeah. It was watching Curtis run round that training pitch, and you think if you stopped muttering about it and concentrated on doing the running.
Yes. So I've got some good tries. There are. We don't know who of the entourage will actually make it through, and many of them they're 17, so they're going to be back next season.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not. Yeah. Hugh, for instance, will be one of them. And that'll be Hugh's 3rd season because, of course, he played.
Yes.
Last season.
Played as a 16-year-old. Yeah.
And we've got young Finn Shields, who was 15, who made a brief start last. So he's going to come through as well. So the production line is. But it was great to see Reese and Hoppers and Max Dimony and Charlie Reid there on Saturday. So encouraging the lads. But for many of them, next weekend at Kingsholm is the last time that they will play in the green, black, and gold.
Yes,
so, it's a bittersweet time.
Yes,
so, but yes, very exciting.
Certainly, I was going to say certainly the last time they'll play as a team.
Yes,
because there'll be those who are moving on to the senior side and those who are going on to other things as well. So it's anyway. So good luck to them next Saturday, and
it was a 12:30
kick-off.
So that's why I'm saying chronologically.
It's not as cold as it was last year. Oh my goodness me, it was so cold.
Yes, and so they'll be one of the early games. So it'll be in there. I'm hoping to shoot the Lightning game at the Gardens. So
yeah, I'm hoping to be there too.
Yeah, so hence why I'm not going to Kingsholm. So meanwhile, when I got home, the Six Nations was about to start, and Ireland were playing Italy. We're not going to talk much about Ireland versus Italy, apart from what a shame that Italy didn't win, because that would have been funny.
Yeah.
But we are going to mention the front row of Italy, featuring one Danilo Bischetti, who laid waste to the Irish scrum. But he clearly enjoyed it because he put it on his Instagram. Yes. So well done, Danilo.
Yes. Well done, Danilo. And big shout out to Holly. Holly
I'll make
Davidson,
Holly.
first woman to referee Six Nations, and did blooming well. And the Italian captain praised her. And
Yeah, classy statement from the Italian captain about her. But she is a very, very good referee, and the Irish learn what it's like yet again to be refereed by somebody who doesn't take their nonsense. Anyway, yes. So it was a bit of a shame that Italy won in the end, but yeah, I think I did like the look of their new Bellacoon, is it? I thought he was quite good. Anyway, Mr. Pendergast, on the other hand.
Oh dear, Dad. I just feel for him every time he takes to the pitch now. I just think, oh Lord, what's going to happen today to destroy your confidence even further?
Yes. Now, up north.
Yeah.
England were taking on Scotland at Murrayfield.
Do we not want to just mention Bedford briefly?
Oh, yes, sorry. Yes, yes, in chronological. Well, it was the sort. Yes. Bedford went to Castle Park to play Doncaster Knights and got stuck in traffic, which can't have helped the cause. It was close at half time, but it was one of those. I think Doncaster away is becoming the equivalent of Saints going to Ashton Gate.
Yes.
So the cow pie probably didn't taste very good. Anyway, so we'll just skip gaily over that one. The likes of Billy Pascoe were playing. Yeah. For Bedford.
Right.
So meanwhile, back at Murrayfield. Oh my God.
Further north.
What was the sodding game plan?
And why was it? We know the only game Scotland care about winning is this one. It is their World Cup final. If they possibly focused on a few of the others, it might help. But it's the one that they don't care, a bit like the Welsh used to. They don't care how badly they do elsewhere as long as they beat the English. It's pathetic, but that's what they want to do. And that's what they did. And we played into their hands completely by, to my mind, not having Colsey start, because I just think he's at the moment superior to Itoje. He's the top 2 inches is working far better. But yeah.
A lot of players got found out. A lot of players got found out. It's easy when it's all working. It's trying to work it out what to do when it's not. And some of the back rowers.
Somebody on some social media where I was reading that, I bet Borthwick's sad that he left Marcus Smith in the stands. No, he's not. What he should have been. What he should have done.
That's not going to solve the problem.
No, brought Finn on earlier, and somebody said, well, it's not as if Finn Smith can change a game.
That's to anybody?
Yeah.
Driving rain, anybody?
Yeah, 14 men. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, what will be. We were soundly beaten. I was going to say the backs, the ball, the standard of ball they were getting from the forwards were thoroughly shafted and we were useless. I think that's the only way to say it. Big shout out to one Saints player who played fantastically well for Scotland when he came on, Elliot.
Miller Mills.
And upset against his old mate, Genge, who he still hasn't forgiven him for calling him fat. And we wondered at what point was Ellis Genge calling him fat again. But yeah, it was... we'll find out.
Elliot basically replaced Fagerson in the front row, who'd had a torrid time, incurred the wrath of the referee, and they were on a warning. And once Elliot had come on and done his stuff... They were sorted, and Genge couldn't do anything about it. And then Trev's mate Bevan Rod came on, and Elliot dealt with him. And I said to Tim, I said, hasn't Borthwick looked at who Elliot played, but 2 weeks before this tournament started, when we played Sale.
Yeah.
In fact, it was a week before when we played Sale. Elliot demolished Bevan Rod in Salford. So why didn't Borthwick play Manny? Because Manny would know how to deal with Elliot because he practices with him all the time. So it's almost like they don't join the dots of how these guys think. It's just madness. Ridiculous. I mean, I thought Elliot must have thought, "Oh, here we go. All my Christmases have come at once."
Yes, thank goodness they haven't put Manny on because, as you say, they know how to play. Dealt with each other. Anyway,
hey ho.
Although you have got a new one to add to the Carl Dixon list of shocking refs now.
Yes, whenever I see that name, I just go, oh, because he was the guy who refereed the Investec Champions Cup final, and we'd had him in one of the knockout games in the build-up, I think, as well.
Yeah,
and I just shudder every time I see his name now, because I mean, Henry Arundel was found out. His defence, I always worried about his defence. Why we hadn't?
Absolutely.
Why hadn't they noticed what we did to Henry in that game at Bath at Christmas?
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, that's Ms. Tyler sending me the schedule for this week. His defence had been found out, but that first yellow card was mystifying.
Yes.
But I mean, Scotland deserved their win. Finn Russell decided to wake up and have his one game in a blue shirt where he's brilliant. And Carl Steyn is just, class act. Anyway, moving on.
Oh, there was some comment about how many social media again. How many of the Scottish players were South African and so on and so forth. And somebody went, well, two of the English squad were born in Scotland. No. They've got Scottish parents, but they were born in England.
Yes, absolutely. Born in England. Yes.
Anyway. So moving swiftly on, they've got a week off next week, I think, from Six Nations.
Have they? Oh, I don't know.
Have they? I'm saying that.
I think you might be making. I think it's Ireland next week.
Is it? Oh, I just make it up as I go along.
Because there's a 6-day turnaround for one. There's a 6-day turnaround for one of the either France or Wales from yesterday. So,
right.
England are playing Ireland at Twickenham.
I thought they had one of their bizarre. We've played 2 games. We've got to have a rest.
No, they're not doing that this year. They are. It's a 6-week. There will be there's a week off, which you would expect, but it's a 6-week tournament, not the 8-week tournament it was last year.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I see how much I've taken notice
for club rugby,
things.
certainly. Yeah. So yesterday, Lightning headed off to Sandy Park, or Muddy Park, as somebody called it, because it was a deluge. Our regular correspondent and cake deliverer, Richard Lindsley, was there and sent me a video of. I'm still trying to work it out. It looks like they had cheerleaders, and I thought they went out with the art. But anyway, cheerleaders for the team running onto the pitch. A bit weird, but there you go.
Whatevs.
Anyway, it looked a bit of a grind, and it ended up that Exeter ran out clear winners. But our Lily Ives Campion was player of the match.
Oh, well done, Lily. Well done, Lily.
So it's been it's been a busy weekend and lots to.
I was going to say then Wales lost to France, which was highly expected. Just one thing from that, I've seen somebody on social media who did hospitality there, and the speakers were Warren Gatland and our very own Tone.
Yes, I saw that, Monsieur Belleau. Wearing his Valentine's jumper. Yes, fair enough. And yes, I mean, he's living his best life at the moment, is our Anthony. And they are. So Dowse is very keen that these young, I say the young lads. I mean, he'd love to get back some of the under 20s to get them playing, but obviously, if they're learning with the under 20s, so be it. So we head off this weekend to Newcastle. Friday Night Lights at Kingston Park.
Yes.
Woohoo! And there was so much chatter about the fact that TNT had us in the semi-finals already. I think they might be a little bit previous. It partly relied on Leicester beating Saracens at StoneX, which they duly did. They played an exceptionally strong team. And our lads are heading up to Newcastle, and then they entertain Saracens. Whereas Leicester have a week off and Saracens have a week off. So because we've had our bye week. So so 2 games to go, and hopefully we can pick up enough points that we end up in the semi-final. But I think Dallas wants to keep it going for as long as possible, so he can get as many of the young players playing games. The likes of Freddie St John, Aidan Pugh, and Archie, for some degree. Play as much game time as well. Get better soon, Tom James, by the way. Much running around with Ben Rhodes in the HPC. Yeah. He's carrying a bit of an injury at the minute, so get better soon, my friend.
Yeah, get well soon. Something we missed because it happened last Wednesday. Breaking news Wednesday.
Oh yes.
Big Trev staying. Yeah, which is good. Wee Trev, Big Trev, they don't need to be split up. Big Trev is staying, which is fantastic news.
England Rugby's videos where they were interviewing Trev about, oh my God, we were in bits. We were in bits.
We were. Go and find it, how he heard, what was happening, what's been happening in his life. And yes, Trev, you are making your mum and dad very proud.
Absolutely.
Of everything you do. You're such a delight, regardless of what you do on the pitch. They'd be so proud of the way you are and the way you're thought of at Saints, I'm sure. So well done, Trev.
Top bloke. So this week we're off to
and in fact, the other one that also came after we'd gone to press was Tone signing.
Of course, yes.
Two announcements last week.
Yes, I got very excited at that. Yes, that's no. That's absolutely true. Yes. Oh, hello. That to me is a sign that the guy is, he's clearly happy. And I did speak to him briefly on Tuesday to congratulate him, and he smiled and said thank you, and he's just having a great time. So well done.
More excitingly for us, we can still keep coming up with ridiculous words of the week for him.
Yes, we do need to do that next time we see him in training. Yes. So, and his language can be extended even more. Meanwhile, our friends, we've got a busy game. You're going to come back from your holidays straight into it, aren't you?
Am I? Yes, probably. Yeah.
Well, we've got quite a few games to think of in the in our world. So Bedford on Friday night. Bedford are playing London Scottish at Goldington Road. So if you're not going to,
I'm not
Frozen North, you
Newcastle.
could always go and get chili and chips at Taylor's Kitchen.
I could. Yes.
At Bedford.
And be the support animal for Sherpa 2.
Be the support animal for Sherpa 2. Very important job, given what happened at Carlsbad. I'll be in Newcastle, and on Sunday, Lightning are playing Bristol Bears at the Gardens. So, and meanwhile, the under-18s are heading off to Kingsholm for their 7th, 8th, whatever it is. So, so busy week of rugby.
Yes, very busy. No walking rugby to report on because obviously we weren't there, so don't know what happened. And no toaster minis because quite rightly they weren't going to risk children drowning or dying of hypothermia yesterday. So
it was cold and wet and snowy and sleety and horrible. So.
Yeah.
So I think without
I
further
think
ado,
that's.
should we do a quick check for that Ms. Tyler hasn't snuck some late breaking news on
I've
us?
done a quick check, which was
Okay.
why I remembered the other signings that had gone last week when we'd we just got carried away with other things. So
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 I
that,
think
yeah,
that Series 2, Episode 30, a short one, but a packed one of Ladies Wot
packed one,
Pod.
and I'm off. I'm off now to my terrace, and my sun lounger has my name on it there. So
Excellent. Right. I'm not going
okay,
outside. I'm going to go and have some lunch. So everybody,
I'll see you soon, children. Be good.
be good. Yes.
Bye
Look
now.
after each other. Oh God, I can't see the button again.
Should never find the button. Never find the button.
Never find the button. Bye.
Bye.